A table is an easy way to graph any kind of function. Here we have a quadratic function, so we expect to get out a parabola. A parabola always has a U shape. So let's see if we choose some x values at random, we will use our equation to get the output y value. So I'm going to use my equation y equals 3 times x squared to get my output. Now I use a blank parentheses as a placeholder for where x is in the original equation. And I substitute the value of x that I have chosen in my table. So I substitute -2 for x. This leaves me, if I do order of operations, parentheses first, nothing to do in the parentheses, exponents next. So I'm going to leave the 3 there. -2 squared is +4. Now I do my multiplication. 3 times 4 gives me 12. So, in this function, if I input -2, I will output +12. I'm going to keep going. Now y still equals 3x squared. I leave open parentheses for my x value. I substitute -1 for x. This gives me 3 times -1 squared is +1, because a negative times a negative is a positive, which leaves me with 3. So if I input -1, I will output +3. Keep going. Y equals 3x squared. X is now 0. So I have 3 times 0, which gives me 0. So if I input 0, I output 0. Y equals 3 times x squared. X is now 1. So I have 3 times 1 squared, which is just 1, equals 3. If I input 1, I output 3. Y equals 3x squared. My x value is now 2. So I have 3 times 2 squared is 4, which gives me 12. So if I input 2, I output 12. Now that I have a whole list of ordered pairs, I can go ahead and graph them. So I'm going to find -2 on my x-axis, -1, -2, and I'm going to count up 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Put my point. I'm going to find -1. I'm going to label it. -2, comma 12. -1 and +3, so I go over -1, up 3. I'm going to label it. -1, comma 3. 0, comma 0, that is the origin, which I can label. 1, comma 3, over 1 on the x-axis, up 3 on the y. And 2, comma 12, so over 2, up to 12. This is the point 2, comma 12. Remember, it's always x, comma y. It's alphabetical. Now, I know that it should be a U shape. I've got enough points to estimate what the U would look like, so I just sketch it in. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I know that it's going to continue on forever and ever and ever. So I have my graph.